Hi guys, in this video we're gonna talk about the attack function. Okay, so in the previous video we set up the animation. Okay, attack animation, as you can see, attack animation. So we will create. Okay, we will create circle around. Okay, we will create a circle if that circle collide with the player. Okay, if the player gets near to enemy will transition to attack animation, and we will create a circle around this. Okay, if that circle collide with our player, so the player will take damage. Okay, so the player will take damage. So what we need to do, we need to create a attack point. Okay, we need to create a attack point. Sorry, we need to create a attack point. So right click on enemy. Okay, create a child game object, call it attack point. Okay, attack, something like attack then point. Okay, attack point, and move that point to over the. So we're gonna create a circle around this point, a attack point. Okay, this is attack point, just name that attack point, and go to enemy, overrides to apply all. It will change the prefab as well. Okay, so we're gonna create circle around this attack point. Okay, what we need to do, we need to come over to enemy script, we need to open that up. Okay, so what we're gonna do, firstly we will create a attack function. Okay, and we will create a attack function. Okay, so we need to make it public because we will call from here. Okay, from attack animation over here. Okay, over here we will add an event. Okay, then we will go to the enemy script and methods. As you can see, we will create a enemy attack function. Okay, so we need to make that public, so we will able to see over here. As you can see, on draw gizmo selected function is appearing because this is automatic, so we need to select public. Okay, so we have to do public void. Okay, we will call this attack. Okay, attack, and then we need to make these brackets and the curly brackets. Okay, so what we gonna do, we're gonna check. Okay, firstly we need to check. Okay, firstly we will assign our player. Okay, our player to player layer. Okay, so what we have to do, go to select the game object player. Okay, go to layer and add a layer. Okay, for layer mask. Okay, and name that layer to player. Okay, name that layer to player. Okay, then go over to player again and then select the layer player. Okay, and overrides over here apply all. Okay, so it will change the prefab as well. Okay, so head back to enemy script. Okay, we will create we firstly we need this attack point. Okay, to create circle around this. Okay, to create circle or collider around this. So what we're gonna do, we need public. Okay, public transform we will call attack point. Okay, and the next thing is need the layer mask. Public layer mask we will call player. Okay, player layer. Okay, we will call this one player layer. Okay, so it was, and control s on your keyboard and head back to unity. You will able to see two empty field appearing on enemy script. Okay, the first will the position. So we need to drag the attack point position where we want to create the circle. Okay, and the next thing is layer. Okay, we have assigned the player as a player layer, as a layer mask. Okay, in select player layer to player. Okay, because we have assigned the player to this player layer. Okay, so we chose that and chosen that, and drag the attack point. Okay, drag the attack point. So what we need, to create a circle around, we need a radius. Okay, so we will call public float. Okay, public float we will call attack radius. Okay, attack radius attack radius. By default we are going to set it to half 0.58. Okay, And what we gonna do in the attack function, okay, in the attack function we have to do physics 2d, okay, physics 2d dot, sorry, dot overlap circle, okay, overlap circle, okay, overlap circle. This takes this one takes the first thing we need to pass the where from we want to create the point, okay. So we're gonna do from attack, okay, where you create this want to create uh, the the circle, okay. We have to pass the attack point, and then position we have to pass radius, okay, attack radius, and which layer we want to attack, we want to detect. So we want to detect player layer, okay, player, sorry, player layer, okay, player layer, okay. So physics 2d dot overlap circle over here, it will create a circle about this much radius, okay, and it will detect if the player colliding with the circle or not, okay. If the play so this will be true or false, this statement will be true or false. We will put this on to this variable, okay, collider 2d, okay. We have to call collider 2d, we will call it hit, okay, equal to this. So if this circle, okay, if this circle collide with our player layer, so this hit will be true, okay, this hit will be true. If this circle not colliding with our player layer, okay, so we have passed the attack point dot position where from we want to create the circle, and the second thing we pass the radius, how much radius the circle should be. And the third thing is we have passed the layer mask for detecting the layer, okay, for layer. So this statement hit over here will be true or false. If it's colliding with the player layer, okay, if the circle is colliding with our player layer, then hit will be true, else this will be false. If we are not colliding with player layer, this hit will be false. So we're gonna do what we're gonna do if hit is true, okay, if hit is true, if hit is true, okay. So what we gonna do, we're gonna print out the name what we hit. We obviously gonna hit the player, okay. So we're gonna do hit dot collider, okay, sorry, hit dot game object dot name, okay. So what we are doing, so over here this statement, if this statement will be true if the circle collide with our player layer. So if that hit is true, so what we doing, whatever we colliding with, okay, we going to that game object, okay, then printing out the name, okay. So we also need to call this function, okay, we also need to call this function. So what we gonna do, over update function, we're gonna check each frame, okay. If input, okay, input dot get mouse button down, okay, get mouse button down, if it's 0 means if we are pressing the left mouse button, okay. If input dot get mouse button down, if it's 0 means we are pressing the left mouse button. So we're gonna call the attack function, okay. So we will call this attack function and end up with semicolon, okay, end up with semicolon. So this will be true or false, okay. So if we are pressing the left mouse button, then we are calling the attack function, and attack function checks, okay, it checks if the circle collide with our player layer, okay, player layer. So this hit will be true. If this hit is true means equals to true, or hit is true. So what we are doing, whatever this circle colliding with, we are going to that game object and printing out the name, okay. And control s on your keyboard to save this and head back to Unity. So so you cannot see the circle, right? What we need to do, we need to go back to on draw gizmo selected function, okay. On draw gizmo selected, you can type this by like sorry, you can do this like on, okay, on draw gizmo selected. You have to name same as this one, okay. This is unity inbuilt function, okay. What we're gonna do, we're gonna draw, okay, we're gonna draw where sphere, okay. We're gonna draw a circle around our attack position, okay. Attack point dot position, okay. Attack point dot position, and our circle radius will be this much, attack radius, okay. We define it those to the top, over here, as you can see, attack radius, okay, and then attack point. Control S on your keyboard and add back to unity. Then you will able to see a circle around this attack point, okay. If that circle collide with our player, okay, play sorry, we did some mistakes, okay. So what we're gonna do, we are so whenever we're gonna press the left mouse button, instead of doing this, we are doing both, okay. So we have to change something over here. uh, so what we need to do, we need to call this function, okay. Over here, as you can see, whenever we pressing the left mouse button, we are calling this attack function, and attack function will do this thing. So what we're gonna do, we not gonna call from here. We want to control S on your keyboard, okay, and head back to unity. We will call this function, okay, attack function. This attack function through animation event, okay. We need to go to play enemy animation, attack animation, okay. From there we need to call that function, okay. As you can see over here, circle. So wait for compiling it, okay. So what we're gonna do, select the enemy, okay, go to animation, okay, select the attack animation clip, okay, go over here, and over here, as you can see, add event, okay, you can add event, okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna call that attack function, okay. We need to go to function, okay, enemy methods, and then you can see the attack function appear. So we need to select that. So this one will call attack function, okay. This one will call attack function, and overrides to apply all, okay. So if we if we get near to enemy, we will able to see the name of the player will print out as player, because we assign it this player as a layer mask player, okay. So if we, as you can see, player, it's printing out player, okay. So whenever okay, so as you can see, the player names getting printing out, okay, because we assigned this layer as a player. We, as a layer marks, we chose the chosen player, okay. Layer marks, as a layer marks we chosen player, and if we go to player, we assigned this player to player, okay, layer to player, okay, as you can see. So what we need to do, we need to come over to clip again. If I go to, sorry, I have selected the wrong one. If I go to attack one, I will, so this function over here get called attack, as you can see. And what attack function doing over here, attack functions checking if the circle colliding with the player layer, okay, player layer. If this colliding with the player layer, so hits become true. So if hits equals to true, or if hits just you can write like this, okay, equals to true, or you can leave it is like this. It also means true, okay. So what we are doing, we are printing out the name of the game object, okay, whatever colliding with, as we know, we assigned the player, so we will able to see the player name as we know. So this is what's happening, okay. In that player, we will make a take damage function, okay. Take damage function, we will cover it in the next video or in the next tutorial, okay. And lastly, thanks for watching. If you are new to my channel, then subscribe it, okay, for future tutorials about game developments.